Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Show, where we empower entrepreneurs to overcome the challenge of work-life balance, burnout, break bad, old, unhealthy, negative habits, behaviors, build new habits, create new rituals, new routines. I'm your host, Muhammad Faraj, and today our topic is how to stop the spiral thoughts and take back control of your mind and your energy. I've struggled with this for a while, and this mental issue, this healthy problem, was impacting my life. It was leading me to mentally feeling drained with so much mental energy, and I would lose focus. I would not be able to be productive, and I could not focus on my life, on my health, on my business, on my entrepreneurial journey. And it took me a long time to learn, to analyze, to find a solution for this mental issue. Because I have repeated this mental issue so many times that I started to read and gain knowledge, to learn about it, because I wanted to explore, I wanted to study, I wanted to learn why so many entrepreneurs or solopreneurs who are at the early stages of their business, why so many families who run businesses or companies from home, they struggle with this issue. So I wanted to learn, I wanted to find out, and I wanted to find a solution for this problem, because I believe that so many entrepreneurs, they go through a spiral of thinking and feeling, and unfortunately this spiral, it impacts your health, it wastes so much time, it impacts your productivity, your focus, so you end up wasting so much time, wasting so much energy, so much effort, whereas you could use all of these sources to build, to create, to design, to accomplish your goals. So stay tuned with me in this episode. So I'll be talking about this topic, and I'm going to share a solution for this mental issue. So many entrepreneurs throughout their entrepreneurial journey in their businesses, they get this spiral of thoughts, feelings, emotions, and as soon as you lose control over this spiral, unfortunately, you will end up wasting so much time. You will end up wasting so much energy, so much effort, and you feel like you lost control over your productivity, over your focus. You lost control over your body. You lost control over your day. And once the stress increases in your body, and you will struggle so often to calm down your mind, to rest your body, to focus, to work, to get things done, to complete your to-do list, because you lost control over a pattern. You lost control over this spiral of thoughts, feelings, emotions, and this loop will run throughout the day in your work life or your work day, and you would struggle so often to break this loop, to break this cycle or spiral, and it's draining so much energy from your body. It's wasting so much time and leaving you feeling disappointed and overwhelmed, high stressed, and not be able to control your body, to control your mind, to control your health, to control your thoughts, and get work done. So I struggled with this problem for many years, to be honest with you, because I didn't know so much about it, and I was just acting on it, and I was just reacting on it. So I remember every time I went to the gym and done a workout or a training, and whenever I came back home, or even from a particular event or activity. Whenever I came back home, I would react to my thoughts. I would react to those triggers. I would react to the same pattern. So I would repeat the same pattern. Once those thoughts catch me, once I focused on those thoughts from that activity, from that particular event, from the gym, certain thoughts from daily life, from community, from life. Once that spiral catches me, I felt like I lost control over my health. I lost control over my thoughts. I lost control over how I think, how I feel. So once I reacted to those triggers, to those thoughts, and the spiral would start in my body, in my mind, and the stress would increase in my body, and oh my God, I would feel so stressed, so overwhelmed, and I would feel so frustrated, and I would struggle a lot. Like I couldn't calm down my mind, my body in the shower. And even after getting done with my shower, even though when I was trying to do meditation, affirmation, or visualization, it was still impacting me, affecting me. I couldn't settle down. I couldn't calm down my mind. Like thoughts were attacking me, like I was occupied by many thoughts, feelings, emotions, and I couldn't. I feel like I lost control over my life, my mind, my health. This spiral was impacting my life a lot, leaving me feeling drained mentally fatigued, and I would feel tired, exhausted. I can't focus on my work. So even though I was doing meditation, affirmation, visualization, and even though I was sitting in my workplace and I'm trying to focus, I'm trying to work, I'm trying to read, write, get things done, I couldn't settle down my mind. My mind felt like everywhere. It was like I was getting random thoughts, feelings, emotions, and I struggled a lot. I felt so damn angry, frustrated, stressed, overwhelmed. As soon as the stress increased in my body, that's it. I felt like I'm stuck in my day. I'm stuck in my state. I lost control. I can't, I'm looking at the screen, I'm trying to do work, but my mind, my brain goes somewhere else. I can't, as soon as that spiral catches you, that's it. You're done. You're toast. You lost control over your day. You lost control over your schedule. You lost control over your time management. You lost control over your work, over your project, over your tasks. This was bothering me a lot. This was disturbing me a lot. This was making me feel so worried, because I was getting so much anxious feelings, thoughts, emotions, and unfortunately I lost so much time. I lost so much energy because of this damn spiral. And I believe that we as entrepreneurs so often, our entrepreneurship journey is not very stable. Sometimes things are working very well. Sometimes you're happy. Sometimes you're energized. You're excited and outgoing, and you feel like you're making progress. Things are working very well for you. But some days things will turn out that differently, that things sometimes will fail. Sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes things will not work. Sometimes you will struggle with rejection, or people saying no to you, or you feel like you're not getting things done, or sometimes you would get setbacks and meet failures in your entrepreneurship journey. And it, for us as entrepreneurs or solopreneurs or families who run businesses, or whether you're business owner or company owner, you need to train, you need to learn, you need to become aware of your thoughts, of this spiral. You need to be very, very aware of this spiral, because this spiral is the enemy of your productivity. This spiral is the enemy of your focus. This spiral is the enemy of your entrepreneurship. So it's very, very important as entrepreneurs. We need to learn to protect our mental health, our body, our health, our business from this spiral, because this spiral is not good. It's not good for your health. It's draining so much energy. It's destructive. It's impacting your health. It's impacting your clarity. It's impacting your mindset. So this spiral is very, very unhealthy. And once you let the spiral take control over your body, of your health, that's it. You lost that day. You didn't get things done, and you would look at your schedule. You feel like you're very slow in your pace and you're not getting things done, and you have already lost 2-3 hours for a simple task or project, and you would feel disappointed with the results of your performance. This spiral is very, very bad for our health, for our clarity, for our mental health. So that's why I choose to talk about this topic in this episode, because I've gone through this spiral and it affected me so many times. I've had it enough. I was sick and tired of the spiral. But to be honest with you, some days this spiral tries to catches me. This spiral tries to control my thinking, my feeling. But some days I feel like I am in control. Some days I feel great. Sometimes I feel awesome. Sometimes I feel like I have break free from this spiral. So it's very important that we learn, that we practice to break free from this spiral. So this spiral will not catch our body, our mental health, and when we protect ourselves, when we prevent this spiral, we will live a healthy, productive, laser focused day, and we will enjoy working. We will enjoy our healthy life. We will enjoy maintaining a healthy mentally life. So I found out that whenever I get good, sufficient sleep, I find that I am able to control my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, my day. I feel like whenever I get sufficient sleep, whenever I go to bed on time, whenever I feel tired or I get a signal from my body that I feel tired, exhausted, and it's time to go to bed and it's time to start sleep. So whenever I get good quality sleep, next day I feel happy, healthy. Even though I go to the gym, even though I do a training or workout, even though I attend some events or activities, but I come back home, that spiral seems like it can't catch me. I don't lose control over my thoughts, over this spiral. So I feel like whenever I get good quality sleep or good sufficient sleep, at least 6, 7, or 8 hours of sleep, I feel like I'm protecting my body, I'm protecting my mental health from this damn spiral. I feel like I am control over my thoughts, over my feelings, over my emotions. Whenever I get good sufficient sleep, I feel healthy that day. I feel productive. I feel laser focused. I'm enjoying working. I'm enjoying my work. I'm enjoying my day. I'm enjoying making progress. I'm enjoying getting things done. But to be honest with you, whenever I'm eating like late snacks right before going to bed, or if I consume a heavy meal right before I go to bed, or if I go to bed later on my scheduled time, whenever I go to bed late, and whenever my sleep gets disrupted, whether by a pet or not closing my window from lights, whenever I'm not creating a dark room, or whenever my sleep gets disrupted, I feel like next day I lose control over this spiral. And especially whenever I get less sleep, and when I go to the gym and do a heavy workout or training, and whenever I come back to work, I feel like this spiral is trying to catch me. This spiral is starting in my body. And as soon as I react to those thoughts of that spiral, as soon as I let those thoughts control me, as soon as I become triggered by those thoughts of that spiral, I feel like I lost control. I can't calm down. I can't relax. I can't rest in my work, in my meditation, in my training, in my entrepreneurial daily life. Like I spend the whole day, my brain is like chaos. My brain like gets so many damn random thoughts, and unfortunately the spiral catches you when you react to those thoughts, because once you react to those thoughts, once you attach or connect yourself with those thoughts, that's it. Those thoughts leads to the same feelings, and those same feelings leads to the same emotions. And once you react thoughtful, once you react with feeling, once you react to that spiral, to those thoughts with your emotions, once you connect your emotions to those thoughts, that's it. You're done. You're toast. You lost control over your day. As soon as that spiral catches you, it will prevent you from doing work. It will prevent you from focusing. It will prevent you from being productive. It will prevent you from feeling excited and joyful. So you will end up being overwhelmed, stressed, frustrated. So it's very important that we protect ourselves from this spiral, so we can focus our time, our energy on what is important, and not let that spiral catches us. So many entrepreneurs, they get affected by this spiral, and unfortunately this spiral leads to waste so much time, so much energy, where we could have used those times, that energy to build, to create, to design things, instead of worrying or feeling anxiety or fearful. So it's important that we become aware of that spiral, and not let that spiral, not let that pattern control us. Instead, we control how we feel, how we think. So, to be honest with you, when you are overthinking, you are draining your mental energy. So, it's important that we protect our entrepreneurship journey from the world, from what is happening in our daily life. So, stop reacting, stop thinking about social life, about community, about what is happening, because I am guilty of this. Sometimes while I was working, or sometimes while I was at the gym training, I would try to think, I would analyze things in the community, in the social life, why people are getting divorced so often, why the divorce rate increases, why so many kids, so many children in Sweden, they have 2 moms, 2 dads, they have 2 families, they live 2 days with their mom, 2 days with their dads, or 1 weekend with their dads, 1 weekend with their moms. And I made a stupid mistake by sitting, overthinking and analyzing like community things, social things in the world. And once I lose control over those thoughts, and those thoughts leads to the spiral, and once the spiral catches me, that's it. I feel like overwhelmed, stressed, worried, and disappointed, and sad, and I would connect emotions to those thoughts, and this would lead to the same spiral, and I could not focus on my work. And sometimes I would think about religion things, like religious things happening in the world, and when I do the same mistake, when I constantly overthinking and analyzing things related to religious, like why religious people do this, why that religion is doing this, why those religious people they do this. So when I find myself thinking and analyzing things related to politics or things related to religion or things related to community or social life, and analyze why so many divorce is happening in our community, in our world, this leads to the same spiral, and unfortunately I lose focus on my health, I lose focus on my business, I lose focus on my goals, on my dreams. And once I lose focus on what is important and focus on what is wrong about our world, about our life, and that's it, I felt like I drifted from my direction. I feel like I am off track. I am off track in my health. I am off track in my business. I am off track in my entrepreneurship journey. I am off track from my even relationships. So I started to be aware about this spiral, and I realized that this spiral is leading me to feel frustrated, stressed, overwhelmed, and constantly worry about what is happening in the world and constantly worry about my future. So I started to learn, to practice, to protect myself from this spiral, because this spiral leads to very, very unhealthy state. And I don't want to be in that state. I want to enjoy my daily workday life. I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my health. I want to enjoy my work. I want to enjoy my progress. I want to enjoy doing things that I love so much, that I care about so much. I started to think with myself that why do I need to worry about the community? Why do I need to worry about religious things? Why do I need to worry about economy or politics or sport news or what is happening in the world or in the community? Because that is very unhealthy. That is impacting your health. You should not overthink things that are not in your control. You're focusing on things that you can't control instead of focusing on things that you could control. You can control your thoughts. You can control how you think, how you feel. You can control your business, how you work. What are you getting done? How are you working? What are you working on? You can control your health. You can control maintaining a healthy life. So stop focusing on what you can't control and start focusing on what you control. You control your thoughts. You control that spiral. You control your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. You control your business. You control your work, your to-do list. You control your schedule, your time management. But you can't control what is happening in the community. And you should not. You can't control things related to religions or news or politics. So it's very important as entrepreneurs, we need to protect ourselves, we need to protect our mental health from that spiral. So that spiral doesn't show up in our daily entrepreneurial life. So that spiral doesn't waste our time, our energy, leading us to feel mentally fatigued and mentally drained. Instead, we want to maintain a happy, healthy, fulfilled, and successful entrepreneurial days. So what I found out that works great for me is, number one, get good quality sleep, get good sufficient sleep. Make sure that you go to bed on time, and make sure that you don't consume a heavy meal right before you go to bed. Make sure that you have a dark room when you go to bed. Make sure that you're staying away from your devices, from blue light, at least 30 minutes or preferably 60 minutes or 1 hour before you go to bed, so you can rewind, so you can relax, so you can rest your body and your mental health. And the next thing is, you need to become aware of some of those thoughts that leads to that spiral, some of those thoughts that are connected to things that are not in your control. So once you become aware of some of those thoughts that seems like leads to that spiral, and that spiral leads to the same feelings and emotions, and you get the exact same thoughts, you get the exact same feelings and emotions the same day, every week, and this is leading you to a spiral, and that spiral is impacting your life behind the scenes. You're not aware of, or you don't realize how much this spiral is affecting your health, your life, your business, your future. So you need to become aware of those thoughts and do not lose control over those thoughts, over that spiral. And the next thing, the third step that I find works great for me is try to build simple habits or make daily choices or small changes in your daily entrepreneurial life that you know that will lead you to feel relaxed, mindful, restful in your body, so you avoid that spiral. So for example, simple meditation, even for few minutes, and doing affirmation and visualization and imagining your goals, imagining that dream life, that dream future in your body, helps you to relax your body, helps you to calm down your mind, and you feel relaxed, you feel calm, you feel mindful. So once you practice these small rituals, these small habits daily, you find yourself that you are automatically being off connected from those thoughts. You would find yourself automatically you are protecting your mental health, your mental energy from that spiral. You would find yourself automatically focusing on your work, focusing on creating, building, designing, instead of worrying about what is happening or worrying about some of those thoughts that leads to the same spiral. And the other thing that helps me a lot is to learn to control my thoughts. Once you become aware of some of those thoughts and you know that you're not your thoughts, so those thoughts, they just show up in your subconscious mind, and once you react to those thoughts, you lose control. They lead to the same emotions, to the same feelings, and that leads to the same spiral. But just be aware that those are just thoughts. They just show up in your subconscious mind. You don't need to be triggered by them. You don't need to react to them. You don't need to focus on them. You don't need to pay attention to those thoughts. They are just thoughts. Whenever they show up, I tell myself, no, these are just thoughts, and I am not my thoughts. So work on training your mind to avoid those thoughts. Tell yourself, that's it. I will not let those thoughts control me. Those are just thoughts, and those thoughts are connected to certain events or activities or to certain people. So I will not let those thoughts control how I feel, how I think. I have work to do. I have business that I need to focus on. I have projects, tasks on my to-do list that needs to be completed. I have a family. I need to take care of my health. That's it. I will not let those thoughts go into my subconscious mind and ruin my day and leading me to feel stressed, overwhelmed, and disappointed. No. Whenever those thoughts tries to show up in your subconscious mind, say no. Combat them. Overcome them. Remind yourself, those are just thoughts, and I know the price that I'm going to pay on focusing on those thoughts. That's it. They're just thoughts. They're not reality. They are not actual things in my life. Nothing is wrong with my life. I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. I'm healthy. I'm implementing my routines. I have good, healthy, positive habits. I have business. I have work. I have goals. I have dreams. I have a family. That's it. I'm sick and tired of those thoughts. I will never let those thoughts control me or prevent me from feeling happy, healthy, fulfilled in my day. I will not let those thoughts prevent me from making progress and achieving my goals, my dreams, because I believe that once I protect myself, once I overcome that spiral, once I avoid those thoughts from my life, I'm living a happy, healthy, fulfilled, and successful entrepreneurial daily life. So, these are very important steps that you need to follow daily, and it's very important that we become aware of this bad habit of constantly reacting to that spiral and being triggered by that spiral and focusing too much on that spiral. And once we become aware that that spiral is just impacting our health, it's just impacting our productivity, it's just impacting our focus, and it's not doing anything good for our health, for our entrepreneurial life, that's it. We start to live happy life. So learn and practice daily habits, daily rituals, so you can overcome that spiral. So once that spiral is gone, once that spiral disappears from your daily entrepreneurial life, that's it. Celebrate, feel happy, enjoy a better, healthy life. Once you overcome that spiral, that's it. You're not running the same loop. You're not losing control over that spiral, over those thoughts that are disturbing you, that are bothering you, that are distracting you. So you start to live a happy, healthy, fulfilled life. You wake up in the morning, showing up to your routines, showing up to your business, and at the end of the day, you feel happy, you feel healthy, you feel energized, you feel excited. So that spiral is a big problem. And so many entrepreneurs go through that spiral, but unfortunately that spiral is very unhealthy state. It's very unhealthy for our mental health, and so we need to protect ourselves. We need to practice daily overcoming this spiral, and we will make sure that we don't let this spiral take control over our health, over our business, over our life. And we control our health, we control our business, we control our happiness. So that's it. That's what I got for you in this episode. This is one of the most powerful episodes that I have published so far, because this is a very common problem, especially for so many entrepreneurs who work from home or who work on their businesses, and they struggle. They complain a lot. They find it very, very hard to lose control over that spiral. And so many entrepreneurs, they feel drained with energy. They feel tired, exhausted because of that spiral. But once we learn how to overcome that spiral, that's it. We start to live a happy, healthy, fulfilled, and successful entrepreneurial life. Please don't forget to follow me on iTunes and Spotify so you can get episodes weekly full of insights, strategies, practical steps, and tips that will help you live a happy, healthy, fulfilled, and successful entrepreneurial life that will help you build better habits, break old, bad, unhealthy, negative habits, and reclaim your healthy life. So, thank you so much for watching or listening, and I can't wait to publish the next episode. Bye, everyone.